Topping our political headlines this morning, President Obama prepares for a speech that will mark a turning point for his administration. On Tuesday night, he is expected to dramatically increase America's military presence in Afghanistan. But it may be a tough sell for fellow Democrats worried about the commitment and the cost. A recent USA Today Gallup poll shows 57% of them want to begin withdrawing troops in the other direction than where we seem to be going. Just 29% want to expand the war, and they're outnumbered clearly 2-1. Christina Bellantoni is a senior reporter for Talking Points Memo and joins me now from Washington, the White House specifically. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Alex.
Okay, as we look at this, can you calculate political risk here for the president Tuesday night? Is anyone going to be completely satisfied by what he has to say?
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are never satisfied, right? But this is a really serious issue. And President Obama, nobody can say it wasn't deliberative in the process. We've known nearly 2 months that there was a request for more troops from General McChrystal. President Obama held 9 meetings of this War Council, and he's really put together what he says, or what the White House says, will be, a clear exit strategy detailing his rationale for the troop increase and also detailing how it will end, that it's not a prolonged commitment, that there will be a way to end the war in Afghanistan. And, people who voted for President Obama may be a little frustrated with this, but they shouldn't be surprised. He talked on the campaign trail a lot about Afghanistan being the war we need to win, quote unquote. But it's also important to remember he's already sent more troops to Afghanistan this year.
Well, and it seems to me, though, it's going to be hard to get the Democrats on board, our elected official Democrats I'm talking about, because you got those way to the left who are saying we do not want to increase the numbers of troops there. And then you have the conservative, fiscally conservative blue dogs, and they're saying, look, we don't want to put the money into what it takes. Of course, once the troops are there, nobody disputes giving them what they need to get the job done. But I should think there would be a battle. Do you see it brewing post this speech on Tuesday night, or are people just going to take it and say, okay, we'll go with it?
Well, it's hard to predict exactly what will happen, but you did see that even though a lot of people were opposed to the Iraq War, for example, that, the funding increases for the troops there, that happened. There were some liberal Democrats who would refuse to vote for troop funding unless it was tied to a timetable for withdrawal. But President Obama, from what we understand, we obviously haven't seen the exact decision yet, will be laying out a benchmark for success there, and then also what their strategy is going forward and how the troops will come home. So I think that a lot of the reasons that you saw the opposition during the Bush administration are going to be addressed. And obviously there's still a lot to be determined, but it looks as if there will be a lot more clear reasoning that President Obama will explain Tuesday night. He's also meeting with congressional leaders before that speech to outline what he's going to say. Okay.
Let's switch gears quickly and talk about Copenhagen, set for just less than 2 weeks now, the trip for the discussion about climate change. What is the president's ultimate goal here? Because he's not going to be there when the majority of world leaders come at the end of that 2-week session.
Yeah, it'll be a bit of a kickoff, I guess, of the climate talks. And what the White House is saying is that this is a way to give momentum to the effort. And they're kind of giving a basic framework for the carbon emissions reductions that the president wants to see. And they're in line with what's happening on Capitol Hill. In a way, this might be able to pressure world leaders to come up with a real, strong agreement there. But it also pressures Congress a bit because right now things are stalled in the Senate. They're going to look at this maybe in the spring. So this may give a little bit of new momentum from the U.S. side as well to actually pass something.
Okay, something that has passed in the House, but the Senate still has yet to pass something. So we'll see what happens on that front. Christina Bellantoni, thanks so much.
Thanks, Alex.